Hi friends, welcome to Friday Fundamentals. I wanted to do this earlier today, but I've been sick the last 2 days, so lucky we're getting it at all. Okay, so anyhow, this is just something I wanted to do, maybe once a week. I chose the word fundamentals because it starts with fun, and I figured that maybe we could just hang out, maybe have a product where I explain what it is and what you do with it. Maybe we'll talk about a technique or a little tip or a trick that I learned along the way. You know, just something kind of fun to hang out together. So today we're going to start with Boss, okay? There's so much confusion out there, and I just want to clear it up for everybody. I'm going to show you. I have them all. Okay, so Boss, B-O-S-S. It stands for Blocks, Odors, Seals, Stains. They have Blocks, Odors, Stains, Stops, Bleed Through, but Blocks, Odors, Seals, Stains. So it comes in, and I have this set backwards for you guys so that you can see it. I know the glare is horrible, but I have big windows, and if I do it the other way, you guys can't see me at all. So, sorry. And then, okay, so it comes in gray, it comes in white, and it comes in clear, which looks white in the jar, but it actually dries clear. And you would use the clear one for times when maybe you want to distress your piece. Because if you use the white or the gray, and let's say you do a black piece and you want to distress to the wood, you're going to see that. You're going to see that white, you're going to see that gray. So definitely use the clear. And then of course there's white. White is great if you're painting white. It's going to help you to use less coats of your color. Because, you know, white just doesn't have the same number of pigments in it. It just doesn't. And so a lot of times certain whites, especially the pure whites that have no undertone, those typically take a lot more coats, and people start to get frustrated, and they're like, you know, I'm 3 coats into this and it's still not covering good. And then you get it finally where it's covered, and if you haven't used something like Boss, you might get bleed through from tannins in the wood. And tannins are just kind of like, I like to think of them as like wood juice. Evil wood juice. Evil, because when you use water-based products on woods that have colored tannins, those water-based products pull, hi Nancy, those water-based products pull those tannins up and they can stain your paint. So, you know, like mahogany, you might get pinks and reds. Oaks, you might get kind of like an off yellow. Makes it look dingy. So you definitely don't want to use like 3 or 4 coats of white. Have it look beautiful. Go put your top coat on and it pulls those tannins up, because then you're going to be really mad. So, if you think you're going to have bleed through, white's the way to go. And you're painting white. But let me talk about gray, okay? And I'm going to explain to you why I'm using it today. So, some colors, like I mentioned with the white, reds are also that way. There's some blues that are that way. They don't have a really strong mix of pigments. They still might be bright and they still might be beautiful, but they just don't have the coverage that some other things have. If you're trying to use one of those like a red, hi Vicky. If you're trying to use like a red paint and you're going over white Boss, it's going to take a lot of coats and it's going to show the white through until you get really good coverage. But, and this is pretty new, and I'm so glad that they came out with this. They came out with gray. Now you might be thinking, well, red, gray is nothing like red, or black. Well, gray is kind of like black, but blue. The cool thing about gray is it is such a neutral. It's such a neutral that it's really easy to cover, okay? So using a gray underneath whatever color you're using is going to help with your coverage immensely. Now, like I said, this is for sealing in stains. It's for blocking odors, sealing them in. So, you know, if you have a musty piece, whatever. But I'm going to use it a little differently today because why not push the envelope? So, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm backwards. So, do you see the armoire? It's really dark. And it's like a cherry finish. Here's my problem. I have no idea, none, what I want to do with it. If you guys have been following me for a while, hi Michelle. Oh, that's funny. So, just real quick, I don't know if you guys know my bestie, Danelle Shaw. She owns Painted. And every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time, she has a live sale. And I am the one who follows along and takes down everybody's names. And I'm constantly typing in there. And Michelle's like, oh, now I know what your voice sounds like. So anyhow, so I have no idea what I'm doing with this. I have no clue. Those of you who have followed me for a while, you know that I'm a more is more kind of girl. Hi, Paula. I'm a more is more kind of girl. And one of the things I love about jewelry boxes and, you know, jewelry chests like that is you can go so overboard on them and nobody bats an eye. And I'm not a white painter, friends. I'm not. I just can't. I painted white and gray for so many years. I just can't do it anymore. So I really like to have those embellishments and the colors and the things that make you happy. But people kind of look at you weird when you're doing it on big, big pieces. So jewelry boxes are perfect for that. Figuring it out. I'm having a really hard time picturing it anything other than what it is. Okay, are you guys still there? I knew this was going to happen. So, give me some thumbs up if you see me. Hey, Robin, I just saw you come on. Okay. All right, good, good. Yeah, I've been sick for the last couple of days. Nobody's bothered me. I get up today. I wanted to do this earlier, but, you know, it just didn't work out. But I had to do it. And nobody's called me all day. As soon as I hit that live button, people start calling me. It just never fails. So anyhow, this jewelry box, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know what I want to do with it. And look, like it's dark red, and I'm having a hard time picturing it any other way than it is. So I'm going to use Gray Boss. I'm going to use Gray Boss because gray is a neutral color, and I think it's going to help me decide which way I'm going to go. So that's really why I'm using it. You know, if you have these, you probably know that part of them are wood and part of them are particle board that are sprayed to look like wood. Like the top on this is wood and probably the doors. So if I do end up going a light color, those areas do have a potential to bleed. So I'm going to use the Gray Boss. I think it's going to help me, and that way no matter what color I go to use when I do finally paint it, it will be fine. It will be fine, and it will cover nicely. So Gray Boss, you just want to shake, shake, shake. Brand new. Love brand new paints. They're my favorite. If I could just use a brand new paint every time, I would be so happy. So you guys can see, it's actually a really nice, no, you probably can't because of the glare. It's actually a really nice light gray color. I'm really like that. Okay. So even though I shook it, I'm still going to stir it up. And I just use these little craft sticks you can get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby if that's your thing, whatever you do. And I just like to stir it up really well because, you know, all that stain and odor blocking goodness is going to sink down after a while. So, you know, gravity. Am I right, ladies? Like gravity? So, anyhow, I like to mix it up really good. Now, the thing with Boss is the directions say, and I'm spilling it, the directions say to put on a coat and then wait and see if it bleeds. And if it bleeds, you need a second coat. And if it continues to bleed, give it some more time to dry. So basically the whole idea with Boss is that the longer it dries, the better it works. Like if you put it on and you wait till it's just barely dry and then you put on your paint, you have a real risk of it still bleeding because it hasn't had time to do its thing. Does that make sense? Once you put on the water-based product, it kind of reactivates it and doesn't create that good seal on it. So I'm just going to use this brush. It's just kind of a crap brush. Nothing special. I do like them. I'm just going to put it on. Now, let me tell you, the Boss is pretty runny, okay? Normal. Totally normal. The other thing that is normal, okay, and this is really important because a lot of people will message me and they'll say, oh my gosh, I put this Boss on here and it looks so bad. Trust me, my friends, Boss, especially the white Boss, doesn't look perfect. And that's okay. You're just creating a seal. So you very well may see areas, especially with the white, not as much with the gray, but you can still, where it looks darker. Like you can see the little brush strokes in there, and that's okay. If it's not actual like a bump brush stroke, it's just where you can kind of see through the Boss, the primer. So, and just to let you guys know, because I know that some of you on there are going, oh my gosh, did she prep her piece? She is like the queen of making sure that people prep. I scrubbed it. I rinsed it. I scrubbed it with a cleaner. I rinsed it. I let that dry. Then I gave it a scuff sand. Then I rinsed it off again, make sure all that sanding dust was off. And then I started. Because your finish is only as good as the foundation you put it on. So, I am going to finish this whole thing in gray. Hopefully I'll get some ideas on what I'm going to do with it. I have a few. These are two of them. Well, this is one of them. These together. But we'll see. I don't know. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to finish this up. If you guys have any ideas or anything you want to see on Friday Fundamentals, make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any questions about Boss, also let me know because I am more than happy to help you. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to get to painting while I still feel good, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks, guys.